Ladies and gentlemen, it's the ESK8 UK live show. I'm never riding. That's me. She's Silent Sookie down there. And to my right, your left, actually, it's my right, probably your left, is Mike O'Brien from ESK8. Welcome to the show, Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say no giraffes will be hurt during the recording of this show. And let's go. Mike, how you been?
I'm great, great. How you doing, Eva?
I'm good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike, and Mike and I actually live in a very similar parallel universe. We are both trying to, we're on a personal mission to increase the community, bring new riders into the group. Mike has a website. I got a website. Mike's got a website. I got a school. Mike's got a website. And we're trying to make new people, you know, aware of what this thing called e-skate is, because a lot of people really don't know still. I'm sure everybody watching, I'm talking to, you've rolled up to somebody and the first question out their mouth is, what is that? And then we go and tell them, as the ambassadors of e-skate that we are, what this beautiful machine that we are riding is. So, Mike, that's a great place to start, because we've only got like a quick 30 minutes, and I'm going to probably jump all over the place with things. But tell me about like your website and how you introduce people into e-skating. Give
Sure,
me a little bit of your history and
sure.
what's
Yeah,
going
I'll
on with that.
give you my backstory. So I'm
Okay,
40,
yeah, give me
I'm
your
40,
origin story.
I'm 46 now. So I was about 40 when I started eSkate, and I was just kind of looking around Facebook Marketplace Saturday morning, and I was strolling around, and I saw this used Wow Go electric skateboard, hub board. It's a basic deal. I think it was
Hmm.
$400, $400 or something like that.
That's a good
And I
deal.
just, yeah, yeah. So I just decided, just bought it on a whim. I said, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to ride this thing. I never rode skateboards. Wasn't particularly balanced, or, I did a bit of skiing and things like that when I was younger, which is, snowboarding is similar. But anyway, I
But you
just bought
never
it.
kick pushed.
Pardon me?
You were never a
No,
kick pusher.
no,
Wow,
not at all. So I just
wow.
bought it, and I said, if I can't, just going to try and learn how to ride it. So I brought it to a parking lot, and just kind of just went slow and stuck with it. And so anyway, 6 years later, when I don't know how many kilometers I've ridden, 10 or 15,000, maybe 20,000 kilometers, who knows, in 5 or 6 years. But the thing that kind of clicked with me, that kind of just came to mind, was the fact that I was having trouble finding resources for people who are starting new, and there's not a lot out there for people. I think the biggest thing with eSkate is just the conception that it's something that's too difficult to learn. I'm too old. I'm too not athletic enough. I'm not, and people don't give themselves a chance. But so I think there's a place. I think that's the biggest, maybe the biggest impediment possibly to people starting, right. So I'm trying to just break down those barriers, and I spoke to you, and you're doing the same, which is great there. And I think there's more. Just I think there's a role for that. Just because people tell me in the street, even a lot of people have told me, like, wow, that looks so much fun, but oh, I don't know if I don't know if I can do that. And people kind of dismiss themselves before they start. So I'm here to say, try it, and you know you can
Yeah,
do it.
no, totally. I get that a lot too. It's very intimidating, and people say to me, "Oh my God, you look so good. You look so professional." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just trying to stay alive." Like this is not. I know people that are better than me. Like this is
And you
I'm
didn't
not that
and you
good.
didn't start there, right? You didn't start there.
Right.
Everybody's got to start somewhere. So and
Yeah.
it's fun from it's fun even from it gets I think it gets more fun the more skilled you get. But it's for me it was fun right from the get go. So it doesn't matter what your skill level it is. It's still always fun. It still has the appeal. You want to keep
Let's
getting better, and every ride you get better, and you build upon those skills. So it's great.
Let's go back to the get go for a moment because you said you never kicked push, right?
No,
Okay. Oh, but you did snowboard. So are you goofy or regular?
um, I did mostly skiing, so
Oh,
then
okay.
even
Okay. All right. Perfect. Even better. So are you goofy or regular? That even makes it even more of an interesting question.
I'm regular on a skateboard.
Regular. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm goofy. And I
right,
didn't know I was goofy because I've been riding skateboards since I was 9 years old.
okay, yeah.
Got my first board at 9, took it out for a ride, got hit by a car. First ride, best day of my life because I survived. First and foremost, because I survived, and then secondly, I won the court case, and the money came 20 years later, and I put it all on my wife's finger, and that's a whole nother story. But the point is, um, goofy, regular, and this thing being very intimidating to people. So when you're like meeting new people, how do you like introduce them to stepping on a skateboard for the first time?
Um, I think the biggest thing is you got to tighten the trucks. I think there's a lot of things, just a little fine tuning things right from the start. Right, if you got loose trucks and things like that, like you're dead in the water before you even start because you're gonna feel unbalanced. So the first thing I would
Right.
do is tighten those trucks in. Right, that would be the first thing. Maybe put it on some grass or things like that. I think it's just very important just to start build slowly, right? So
Yeah.
you tighten your trucks. You just get used to that a little bit. Then make sure you're leaned forward. Make sure you're in the beginner mode, the lowest mode you can go. Your
Right.
gear into, and it's just you start slow and you just build. It's just a building process as far as I'm concerned, and it's totally accessible because it's anybody can repeat this. I virtually anybody, maybe I don't know about anybody, but I would say 95% of people. It's just all things that you can learn. It's not. Like
Right.
for instance, I saw a video a couple of days ago of a 80. I think he was an 81-year-old man, 80-year-old man, 81-year-old man installed a
Hmm.
little bar at the front of his electric skateboard just for balance, just
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw
wasn't it?
him.
That was great. Like you know what I mean? It's you're never too old. If an 81-year-old man can learn to ride an electric skateboard, the sky's the limits.
Listen, I was just telling you and Suki before the show started. 2 years ago, I was racing against a 7-year-old out in Vegas at ESK8, and this dude was killing it. Like I had to pull out every ounce of skill I had to beat a 70-year-old man. And at the time, this is 2 years ago, so I was 55. I was like 54, 54,
Mm,
53,
yeah,
somewhere in that neighborhood.
yeah.
And so this is definitely an old man sport. It doesn't have to be. Thank God it's an old man sport because if these young kids really got on these boards, I don't think we'd have a chance. I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't
You got
know.
on with the nerve. Yeah, if I drove with the nerve that I had when I was 20.
Yeah, right? Like if I had
Might be a
these
little
things,
dangerous though.
oh my God. Listen, if I
From a
had an
safety
electric
perspective.
an electric skateboard at 20 years old, I would be a completely different person right now. I know I would. I just would. I mean, I've ridden mountain bikes and motorcycles. I snowboard, I ski, I surf, I wakeboard, I boogie board. I mean, if it's a board, I'm on it, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And but this skateboarding is definitely a new challenge, a whole new environment, and then taking it into the real world with cars and stuff, it becomes an even more complicated environment. Have you ever been in you say so okay, you've been electric skateboarding for how many years now?
About 6 years, roughly.
That's amazing
Yeah,
because the sport is only like 7, 8 years old. I mean, like
yeah.
it's not 8, 9 years old. It's not that old. So what was your first board?
So I bought a WowGo hub board, a used
Okay.
WowGo hub board, and I rode that for the first couple of years, and then I upgraded to bought an onboard Zeus, and I had that
Okay.
for a year, maybe close to 2 years. Water got into the enclosure. yada yada. They
Right.
killed the battery over time, and then I bought a. There was a Canadian company called Shaboards. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
I think they're out of
So
business now, but yeah.
I have the American version, the Miles Board Sex Panther.
Okay, okay,
They,
okay,
they were almost the same board,
okay.
which is a whole other conversation. Made
Yeah,
by a company called E40, which is dealing with some drama in the community, the industry right now. Are you familiar with that?
no, no,
All right, we'll talk about it after the show. No need to talk about it now.
that's
But
good.
yeah, the Shabazz board and the Miles board Sex Panther are basically the exact same board.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. So then I had that for about a year or so, and then I bought Ace Deck N1 Nomad, and I've had that for a couple
Okay.
of years. And I just bought another. I love the Ace Deck. I like the range. I find the customer
Hmm.
service really good. I just had a really good experience with them, so I just bought a second. I bought the N1 Violet, which is DKP. So the Shaboards was a DKP. So that was my first DKP, and I went back to TKP for a while, and now I'm back to DKP. Just I don't know. I like the feel. I like both. I like TKP and DKP, but
Uh-huh.
just to switch it up. And I've got the big what do they call the Mad Wheels? The
125s.
yeah, the 125 Mad Wheels. Those are new for me as well. So
How many miles
so
you got on those?
uh,
Man.
the board's only got about 100 kilometers, so 60 miles,
Okay.
I guess 50, 60 miles kind of thing.
All
So
right,
it's
cool. So
brand new.
since that's your first, I'm assuming that's your first set of Mad Wheels, right?
It is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I've got I also have oh my god, this is one of the dumb things I like to do. Ugh. Yeah, so
Oh,
I
here
got
they
the
are.
Mad
Here they
but
are.
yeah, I got the Mad 125s.
Yeah, yeah,
I
nice.
got I've got them on my Endurance 2.0 and my 1.0.
And you like them?
And I love them. However, there are definitely some criticisms about them. The what was the first Mad Wheels? The 105s, I think they are. Different compound, different formula, grip way better.
Hmm.
So if you can find some of the first Mad Wheels, the smaller ones, it's a different experience.
Write that
Now,
down.
yeah. Now with these guys, the 125s, I absolutely love carving and drifting with them
Yeah,
at
yeah,
30 miles an hour.
yeah,
At 30 miles an hour, these Mad Wheels, it's they'll break contact, and then you can grab it. You know, it's like not super slippery. But when they're brand new, oh my god, they're slippery. Like they need to be broken in. So for the first 100, I call them miles, you call them kilometers. They're
yep,
about the
yep,
same.
yeah, yeah, yep,
Um, so for the first 100 miles, be careful. First
yeah.
100
Right.
kilometers, be careful.
I wish I'd known that before because I was carving down the street and I hit a crack in the street as I was
Yeah.
carving and boom, the board went. Phew! I'm never
Yep.
gonna hurt, thank God.
Yep.
Well, I had all my equipment on and whatnot, but
Thank
that was
God.
under that was, but that might have been because they were new. Because maybe
Yes.
if I was doing
Yes.
that, maybe I didn't know this. So and this is the first I'm hearing this actually. So maybe I didn't do
Oh
my
yeah,
research. But
bro.
anyway, but maybe if I did the exact same thing soon, it probably might not be so much of an issue. They were also brand new, so I'm getting used to them as well. So that's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you totally got to break them in. Every most, mostly everybody it's very common knowledge in the community now. So I'm sorry that nobody told you.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, you
I'm
need
always
like a
careful anyway off the hop because I'm not used to. There's a new wheel, so I was going relatively careful anyway. But anyway,
yeah,
I had
cool.
one
That's
mistake
great.
up there.
Yeah, I mean, and trust me, like I love Mad Wheels. I shit, breathe, and eat Mad Wheels. They are great wheels. It's just different compounds. Now they have a new one out that's like 90 millimeters or something, like really small, and those are supposed to be equivalent to the first formula. So I can't wait to try them.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, so if you can
Like the
get the like it's
105s,
the
similar to
10,
the 105s.
yeah, the
Okay.
105s are the new ones that they got, but
So
definitely
the
the
90,
105s.
the 90s are like the 105 equivalents kind of thing. Okay.
Allegedly, I haven't
Okay.
tried them out personally,
Okay.
so I can't
I
say for
might have to
sure.
try. I might have to pick up a set of those. Try them out. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And it's just so funny because I have the Endurance 2.0 from Inboards and I have the Endurance 1.0 from Inboards, both rocking the 125s. So I'm out in Vegas, for a week. I'm doing like 100 miles a day on this board. So I'm breaking into 2.0. And then the funniest thing happened. I come home and I get on my 1.0 and I forgot I never broke in the wheels and I'm on double kingpin.
Oh
The
wow.
2.0 is traditional kingpin. And I got that tuned and set up and it's lovely and it's great. But my double kingpin 1.0 endurance, brand new mad wheels, and I'd stepped on a double kingpin board like the wheels were broken in. Dumbest thing ever. Of course, I like it was seconds before I bust my
What?
behind
Yeah.
because I forgot that the wheels weren't broken in. So, just
There
poops
you
and giggles little story right there. But yeah, Mad Wheels.
go.
Shout out to Mad Wheels. Great job, guys, with your wheels. Love you. The 125s are still phenomenal. You just have to understand what you're dealing with,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they are my preference at 30 plus miles per hour. I love them.
Yeah.
Just you'll ride them and experience them yourself, and you'll develop your own style.
Yeah.
Not you, Mike, but the rest of the world. You as well. But yeah,
Sure.
great wheels, guys. Great wheels. Great job, Mad Wheels. All right, so you started with the one board, and now you're up to the ace decks. Um, all right, so enough about boards for a moment. Let's get back to your website and your
Yeah.
mission.
Yeah. For sure.
Um, or matter of fact, let's talk about mine for a moment, and then
Yeah.
please just like cut me off and
Sure. Yeah.
whenever. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. I'm never riding. I got the ESK8 Racing Academy, and my goal is to go out there and build this community by introducing people that know nothing about e-skate to e-skate. I go out there with two, three, four, five boards and I grab people and of course, when we roll up on everybody, they're like, oh my God, what's that? That's so cool. And then I just give them a helmet, for protection. And I put the board in like the slowest mode. And I say, hey, come on, let's go for a ride. And you know, we ride all night long till
Great.
two,
Love it.
3 in the morning. And it's been a great turnout from last summer. I'm looking forward to doing it again this summer. The season is upon us. Um, so when you're like out there and introducing, I know you have your website, but like, do you do any community service? Do you go out there and like,
Not yet, but it's something that I've been thinking, doing something similar to what you're doing, actually. Putting a shout out, maybe I don't know how to connect to people yet. I haven't figured out the medium, but maybe putting out a call to people to give them instructions. Maybe and then maybe create a YouTube video around that, and just
uh-huh.
like I said, I'm just trying to just break down the barriers to beginning. So I'm gonna, I really like what you're doing there, and that's something
Thank
that I've
you.
been thinking. That's something about I've been thinking about doing a similar thing. So for a while now, it hasn't something. I've been busy with my website and different things. You know what I mean? A lot of different things on the go there, but eventually that's where I see it going for sure. Yeah, that's
We have we have a YMCA here in America because I know you're in Canada, ladies and gentlemen.
We have Wise as well. Yeah, yeah, we have
Okay,
those.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would totally suggest like linking up with a your local Y to
yeah,
start with,
right.
um, a YMCA, and
Yeah,
they would love it, bro. I guarantee you they would love it. And if you need any
right.
help or anything, like hit me up, link me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can definitely like help steer you in the right direction, give you some
Sweet.
numbers, some
Yeah,
spreadsheets
for
and some
sure.
stuff. But yeah, grab a Y. Take how many boards do you have currently running? Like,
But that's the other part of the challenge, right? I only own two boards, my own
all
board.
right,
two boards. So I'm limited right now. Would be just an extra person, but it's just going to start somewhere. But
Yeah,
I
no,
was
for
thinking if
sure.
I could just start kind of video documenting the learning process, and then do some
Yep.
videos on that, and then and then go from there. Like start small and build.
Take the two boards, go to the Y, and just be like, hey, do you have any kids here that are like either A, really struggling in life and need like some mentorship, or do you have one that's like, really active but doesn't necessarily have a direction? And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just pick, each. I always say it sounds so corny, but if you can reach just one, you know, like
No, it
one of the
is.
reasons,
No, it's not
yeah,
corny. I don't think that's corny at all. I think
no, yeah,
that's
it's
exactly how I
cliche,
feel. I feel exactly the
yeah,
same way. If through this interview, if one person sees this interview and says, "Wow, maybe I will try electric skateboarding," then I think we've done our job here
yeah,
today, right?
yeah,
So,
because like you mentioned earlier, the youth, they don't have access. They don't have access to $2,000-3,000
that's it.
to buy a skateboard, or just to rent one. I mean, these are big boy toys. It is what they are. They are
That's
what
it.
they is.
Yeah.
I'm 55. You're 47. The dude I was racing against is 70.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you know, it's up to us
100%.
as the pillars of our community, and I mean the Eastgate community as well as the community we live in. It's up to us and everybody watching this show. We are all ambassadors. If you ride Eastgate, you are an ambassador of this sport. And like we were saying earlier, we don't need anybody going out there acting a fool and giving Eastgate a bad name.
That's it.
So um, when you're out there having fun, have fun, but please remember the world is watching you, they're watching me, they're watching us, and how we conduct ourselves. But yeah, if you can find, just one. That's why I started the Eastgate Racing Academy, because I saw one child do something really stupid, and I said, okay, I can make a change. And so I've tried to make a change. I've made some changes. There's this really roughneck chick from Missouri. Her name is Tori, and I'm joking because she's really not that rough. She's tough, but she ain't that rough. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, you just got to reach one kid, and she's not even a kid. She's like 22 now. But anyway, the point is, each one reach one and do something better for this Eastgate community that we call family.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So I love what you're doing, and I appreciate all the help and the conversations, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know, but me and Brian, we've been talking for like the past 48 hours or so, and you would think I was talking to a mirror image of myself. I haven't met anybody that actually cares so much about Eastgate and the community of Eastgate like this young man does. And I call him young because he's younger than me, so I can get away with it.
Keep
This
calling me
young
young. Love
man,
it. I love it.
this young man, Mike O'Brien, man, he's on a mission.
Uh,
Mike, you've had, ooh, that's a good one. Mike, have you had a wipeout on your board?
oh yeah, I've had a few.
You, you,
I
what's
have.
you? What's
What's
your
that?
favorite one? What's your favorite one?
My favorite wipeout. Hmm.
Yeah, which is probably the one you got right back up and just walked away from, I'm sure.
Well,
But
that would have been my most recent one because I never had a scratch from that one. So the ones
that's
you
good.
walk away from without a scratch, without even so much as a pain the next morning is a good one. So that was the one
Yeah,
that just happened. I was just brand new wheels on the board and just getting used to the mad wheels, and
right.
I was just carving down the street and hit a crack, and the wheels weren't broken in, and I was just anyway just a little too careless, little just riding a little too free, and boom, the board slid out, and but it
Right.
was fine. It was fine. I walked away unscathed, so those are the good ones.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You had asked me earlier if I'm more of a carver or a racer,
Yeah,
and my style. I didn't really get a chance to answer that, so I'll do it here while we got a couple of minutes left. Um, I am a, what's the word? Commuter. by first and foremost, like
Okay.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
when I was a kick push guy. I would literally kick push 5, 10, 15 miles a day
Nice.
back in my high school days just to get from point A to point B. I just hated waiting for the bus. You know, the bus
Yeah, yeah.
goes by and you got to wait another hour for the bus. And you're like, you know what? I could have been there by now if I was walking. And if I had a skateboard, I'd have been there 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my philosophy as a young teenager. It was just the most basic, cheapest, most transportable, affordable um, means of transportation. I mean, a bike costs $100, but you could get a skateboard for like 40, 50. You know,
Sure.
so that's how I
Nice.
started 40 something years ago. Um, it was just commuting. Um, so I enjoy I enjoy carving. I enjoy carving so much. I love putting on a slow song, something with a BPM of about like below 90
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
around 90 beats per minute and just carving to the rhythm of the music. That is I can do that all day long.
I love that.
Um but I'm a, to be completely transparent, I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto fan. That video game, GTA
Yep.
5, 4,
Yep.
3, 2, and 1. And I love racing on the racetracks. So I love finding like the quickest line and how you enter the turn and exit the turn and
That's a world I know
compete.
nothing about, but it sounds interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
it's
haven't.
really fun.
There's no opportunities really here. Maybe in Montreal or maybe possibly in Toronto, where I am in Ottawa. There's actually there is a track here. I think that they use, but
Okay.
it's not. The community is pretty small, so it's for me. It's just a thing of circumstance, I guess. Why I haven't got
Uh-huh.
into the racing, but it
Yeah,
sounds really fun. Like it must be a different. It's a different. Like you said, like what you're describing sounds like a different. You know,
it
different
is. It is. I would even
headspace.
suggest like there's this thing that we got called the T track, and it's a track that everybody anywhere in the world can set up, shaped like the letter T, and the fastest people in the world do this track, and they discover how fast they really are compared to the fastest other people in the world.
Oh, okay.
But
Mhm.
but I think there was a question a second ago, and I wish I could find it right now. Um, what is yeah? There you go. What inspires you, Mike, to keep e skating?
The fact that you're always learning. It's every time you go out, it's
Yeah.
every board is different, every
Yeah.
setup is different, every day is different, every ride
Hmm.
is different. It's just so much variety, you know. You're learning something
Hmm.
every day, your skills are building. It's no two rides are really the same. Every board is different. So it's just you know um, no two boards are alike. You can put two different types of wheels on two different types of boards and two completely different
Yeah.
riding experiences. So I just love and just the it's almost like meditation for me and for many other people, not just me. I hear everybody, so many people say that you go out if a half an hour riding and it kind of resets your brain and it puts you in a different headspace and it just I don't know,
Yeah.
it does
Do
something
you,
to the
do you
soul, to
listen?
the psyche.
Do you listen with music or without?
Usually, yeah. Usually, I put one over ear. I don't
Okay.
like to. I don't like to completely fog my
Right.
what's going on. I like to hear what's. But so I put one over ear on. But
Are
I
you?
usually most of the time I have music on. Yeah,
What kind of helmet? Are you full face or half shell?
I just use the half shell. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I know we're coming towards the end of the show, and I'll definitely try and squeeze whatever we can past it. But all right, what would you like to see more of in the Eastgate space?
I'd like to see more engagement. I'd
Yeah.
like to see more people involved. I'd like to see to break down that barrier, that learning curve. That's what we're both trying to do.
Yeah.
So greater adoption, I think, would be um, my mission. I would say.
Um, okay, so I'm going to issue a challenge to everyone that has more than five boards. Give your fifth or sixth board away. Find somebody, and not willy nilly, but really put the time in. Find somebody that doesn't have a board and that would really appreciate your fifth, sixth, or seventh board, because these things do add up fast. I'm surprised you don't have more, Mike. I'm literally surprised that you don't have more. I'm proud of you in the fact that you don't have more, because most of us we look up and we're like, wow. I remember when I didn't have one. Now I've got nine. You know, it's an addiction. It's it's
It
it's
totally
it's
is. It
bad.
totally is. Yeah, yeah.
I My last two board, not my last two, but the I gave, or I sold a friend of mine. I had a $1,600 board. I sold it to him for $300. You know,
Nice.
great board. And the board before that was like $1,000 board. I sold that one to him for $300. Um, so he could ride with him and his son. Could ride together.
Great.
Jr. Christian, shout out to Jr. Christian. So my guy, love you,
Awesome.
brother. Enjoy this season as it starts the season.
And
But
he's still riding. He's still riding your boards. Those boards.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
he is.
Great. It's awesome.
He is. I mean, and the love between a father and son when they're riding is just, it's such a bond. But you don't have any kids, so I need you to find a woman, impregnate her, and then no women was hurt or impregnated during the making of
Uh,
this video. But okay, I'm going too far. All right, we're going to wrap this up. If in 115 years, Mike, science fails to save us all, and the only thing that's left is a book about your life, what would the title be, and what would the blurb that tells us about Mike be? So there's a book name, you fill in the blank, and
all
then
right.
what does it say?
I would say book title. Let's say go with the late starter,
Huh?
and because I started at 40 in Eastgate, so and I would say about the book that Mike O'Brien bought his first electric skateboard at 40, inexperienced and uncertain that he could learn how to ride it. But he stuck to it, learned it, and created a resource for people who were in the same place as me when I started. Created the resource that didn't exist, because basically almost all the resources that I see out there are written by e-skaters and for e-skaters. And my website is, I like to tell people, it's for people. It's not even really for e-skaters. It's for people who are thinking about starting e-skate. So it's to help them get over that hump.
And that is our mission. That is my mission. That is your mission. And that's why I resonate so much with you. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk with us and the world and the community. It's been 33 minutes of pleasure. I really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow and the day after that and the
Yeah,
day after that.
100%. We'll keep in
I mean
touch.
that
Yeah.
sincerely.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn from your teaching experience. So we'll draw from each other's experiences
Yeah.
and both learn in the process, and hopefully draw more e-skaters, more people into this incredible activity that we all love.
Yeah. Because it definitely is it's addictive, man. It's addictive. It's
It really
fun. It's
is.
addictive.
I love
It's
it.
transportation. It's an adrenaline rush. It cures so many different illnesses. Loneliness, um, the ability to meet people. I know so many like closet people that
Yeah,
now are engaging, with the rest of the world just through Eastgate. This is a very powerful tool we have here: four wheels, a battery, and some motors, and a remote,
100%.
and a helmet, and some elbow pads, and some knee pads, and some things like that. Because if you ride, you will fall. So dress for the slide,
Oh,
not
100%.
the ride, guys.
I'm
You know,
big fan of that. Of saying you need to be geared up,
yeah,
and they're just talking about like the cell phones and things like that. Like, I think cell phones, we're more connected than ever, but we're also more isolated than ever because of these cell phones and things
yeah,
like that. But when you're riding your skateboard, you can't be looking at your cell phone when you're riding your skateboard. So
yeah,
it's the benefits. That's part of the benefit. That's part of the draw for me. Is it
yeah,
breaks you out of your routine, get you doing something different, get you the fresh air, and it's
yeah,
meeting people, connecting with others, talking to people, whether even if it's not e-skaters. So people come up to me all the time in the street and say, "Wow, that looks cool. How do and you just strike off so many random conversations you wouldn't have
yep,
otherwise if you were just out for a walk. A stroll or something like that. But if you're on an e-skate, it's a conversation piece, so it's great.
yeah. Well, listen, it's that's our time, guys. Thank you, Mike. Again, thank you, Silent Sookie. Thank you, Mike. This you got to get this part right here. Like this is so crazy. Doing a figuring out which way to point. It's like the opposite. It's funny. It makes you feel retarded. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you again, Mike and Silent Sookie, for making today happen. Um, thank you, everybody, for watching. And if you didn't catch the live, definitely catch the repeat. This show ain't going nowhere. And remember, no giraffes were hurt in the recording of this show. All right. If we can't get anything else clear,